Park. Yeah.
So was it
So, but him and I did the 9/11 memorial together.
Yeah.
At church.
Right.
My guys did a skate park behind that.
back.
Yeah, that he organized and we came like Saturdays and I got the concrete there.
Is that still back?
okay?
I think it's more this property.
Call this meeting to order. And, let's stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember DePamphlis. Councilmember Dill.
Here.
Councilmember Garrity.
Here.
Councilmember Johnston.
Here.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Here.
Councilmember Owen.
Here.
Council President Habercorn.
Present. Also present are Mayor Tapp, Administrator Frost, City Clerk Keith, City Solicitor Smith, and City Engineer Snyder. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. The agenda for this meeting is posted in City Hall and on the city's website, summerspointgov.org. I'd like to add one little thing here. Thank you for the folks that put together this agenda and a quick turnaround. We did have a meeting on Friday. Thank you for all that together, the agenda. So let's move on. Any communications? Not hearing any. Mayor Tapp, would you like to give us the mayor's report?
Yeah, I just have a couple things real fast. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank Guy Martin and Public Works for getting as much as the snow pushed aside. You know, we haven't had snow in a couple of years. And, you know, really what's important here is that I know that they brined, I know that they took care of the main thoroughfares, which is what's important for us to get out of our neighborhoods, as well as pushing the snow as much as they can out. One thing that I do with my neighbors is I tell them if they're able to get their cars off the street, it makes it easier for our plows, and a lot of times they can get a lot closer to the curb, so that way we can take our cars out of the driveways and then put them back out in the street safely without us having to dig them out. So maybe keep that in mind when we get our snow come Saturday now, I hear. That was number one. Number two, Shore Medical and Cape Atlantic Coalition of Health is offering a cancer thriving and surviving 6-week course for cancer patients, survivors, and caregivers. This program will run every Tuesday, starting on January 28th from 4:30 to 7. It goes all the way to March 4th, and it's at the Cancer Center. And the phone number, if anyone's interested, 609-653-3923. And I just think that that's great that they offer these different seminars and all for people that are dealing with cancer, recovering, or actually having it. Because you do need somewhere to vent. You need somewhere to talk to someone and find out that you're not alone in this journey to get back to health. And then finally, Council President Habercorn and myself, along with the walking group, are looking to bring in David R. Thierman for a little estate seminar that's going to take place sometime in mid-February to the end of February. I have contacted David. It'll be a free seminar, and unlike everyone out there, I look at myself and, you know what, I'm not getting any younger, and I really do got a plan for the future as far as health. What happens to my spouse if she becomes incapacitated? How do I protect my assets, my home, everything I've grown in wealth? And I think that's something that would be good for everyone to attend, regardless of age, because, you know, age keeps creeping up on us, and we want to be prepared for that. And more to come on that. Other than that, I am done. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Tapp. Mr. Frost, do you have anything?
Yes, just one thing. There's a couple of larger construction projects going on, as well as some redevelopment projects that we have in the pipeline. And we are making an effort to try and get monthly updates available from all those contractors and developers that I'll share with the council as they come in.
And you'll share those as you get them at a council meeting going forward.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Yes, please. Just want to bring
Hey, Tom, excuse me, can you talk in the microphone a little bit, please? Thanks, if you don't mind.
The, in 2023, we repealed and enacted another ordinance concerning what was then our CER director, and we went to a CPR director, community program. We used to be tied in with the school district. This ordinance is, for introduction tonight, is to repeal the current ordinance because, as you all recall, we did some streamlining with the clerk's office this year, trying to get things that would function a little smoother for everyone. In discussions, it was felt that perhaps we were constraining the city's administrator by making one person handle things that we went through it. We have the Arts Commission handling events, and we have other volunteers. We have Jim Ritala as our planner, who has been doing grants, and these are things that fall outside the purview of where we were being constrained by having one position. And it was felt that we could expand these things and set certain portions aside to other individuals. So that's where that came from. And then the second item is the resolution number, I left my glasses in the truck, 39 of 2025. That's authorizing an RFP for the Beach Concert Series. And just so everyone understands, this is just simply an RFP. Anyone doesn't mean making any changes. What it means is that we, after looking at this, we decided that perhaps we should have certain parameters in case we are going to enter into a contract for this. And the best way to set the parameters is to send out an RFP, let people bid, let them tell us what they can do and what they can't do, and how they plan on doing it. And from that, we can then choose, doesn't necessarily have to be the low bidder, most qualified bidder, the bidder that provides the best service can actually be chosen. And we can use those parameters from the RFP and the response to actually do a contract. And all the contracts that we enact for professionals actually includes a clause that says not only is this contract document the contract, but the RFP is the part of the contract too. So I just want to point that out to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
So
sir.
this doesn't preclude anyone from putting in an RFP, doesn't stop anyone from
No.
doing anything in
So,
there?
This is just trying to set up some parameters where we are, get some clarification as to what we can, what we can do.
And that's something that has to be done through a contract?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And that's the whole idea, was to set this up as a contract. In the past, we have not had any contract.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Smith, but a request for proposal is a tool. It's a tool to gain information and be able to build a structure to come up with the best possible contract.
That's clear, okay. That's like I said, we're trying to set the parameters of where the contract is, what people can provide, what people can't provide, so the city understands what its obligation would be under the contract.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Smith? Not hearing any, let's move up to Greg, do you have anything on
Just
engineer
one
report?
item, the plans and specifications for New Jersey Avenue, the repaving, they were submitted to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for approval because that was a grant the city received. We should receive approval this month and receive bids in February.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Snyder?
If we receive the bids, how soon? Obviously, weather-related, but I know that we have some businesses there that are probably, we just got to make sure we identify those businesses, because I
Yeah,
think they might want to be doing some renovations while we got their street torn up.
Yeah, and I did talk to some of the businesses, and I'm going to include them in the pre-construction meeting once we have a contractor. They'll be aware.
Oh, that'd be great, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder.
I have one more question.
sure, go ahead.
Is that from Bay Avenue to Shore Road, or is it entire
It's
New
Bay
Jersey
Avenue
Avenue?
to 3rd Street.
Okay, great, thanks.
Anybody else? No? Okay, committee reports. Any committee reports?
Mr. President, if I may,
Yes, you may.
the Affordable Housing Committee met with our new affordable housing solicitor to discuss our requirements to respond to our Round 4 affordable housing obligation. And we discussed the strategy and a path for that, and that attorney will appear at the next meeting to discuss strategies with us in the hopes that as we come out of that meeting, we'll formulate a resolution that is required by the end of the month to send to the DCA on our position for the, our fourth round numbers that have been issued. As a question, Mr. Smith, go ahead.
President Habercorn,
Yes, Mr. Smith.
if I may, I've already received in a copy of those resolutions relevant to this issue, so I will redraft, so to speak. We will the executive session next council meeting.
There will be, obviously decisions to be made. There are several different ways to go with that.
And just to jump in, I chose to contact those that were going to be on that committee in advance because we did have a time constraint that we had to have something done by the end of the month. So I put together that committee and posted those folks. Everybody else on all the other committees we have will find out the committee assignments in new business. But I did want to make a clarification on why we did that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I also had attended the Board of Education meeting this week. It was their reorganization meeting. Mrs. Endicott is going to be the president of the school board. Dr. Alice Myers is the vice president of the school board. And this is School Board Recognition Month in the state of New Jersey. So we are going to put together a resolution recognizing all the efforts of our school board members. If you don't know, the school board members are not compensated. They are volunteers. They are elected, but they are volunteers. So and they do put in a lot of time and a lot of energy. So I did attend that meeting and wanted to pass that along to those in attendance. Any other committee reports?
Yeah, Council President, I don't know this is a report, but I want to echo the mayor's thoughts on the snow removal efforts of the Public Works Department. I think they did an excellent job, but one of the things that are near and dear to my heart is the fact that today I drove through my streets and the trash men, the sanitary people were really doing a great job as far as picking up the trash and things of that nature. They're the kind of things that get lost in Public Works, and under these extreme weather conditions and winds, I think the Public Works Department in general, just not plowing, but picking up the trash and things of that nature, they did an excellent job. Thank you.
Anybody else have any committee reports or anything else they'd like to share? If not, approval of the minutes. I'm asking for a motion and a second. Any comments?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? Any comments? The above mentioned minutes, which is the regular meeting for 12/12/2024, and the executive session minutes of 12/12/2024 are now approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, I'm a rookie at this. I got to get a little help
okay.
here from my counterpart. Sorry about that. Next on the agenda is the ordinances. Excuse me. This is a first reading of the ordinances, so there won't be any public comment on this day, but this is the first reading.
Ordinance number 1 of 2025, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1 of 2024, an ordinance of the City of Summers Point, County of Atlantic, New Jersey, establishing the rates, fees, rents, and other charges of the City of Summers Point sewer utility.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Ordinance number 1 is introduced.
Ordinance number 2 of 2025, an ordinance repealing Article 2 of Chapter 34 of the Code of the City of Summers Point.
Asking for a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, ordinance number 2 is introduced. I'm asking for a motion on opening up to the public on resolutions, only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed to opening up? No? Okay, the motion is carried, so open for public comment, resolutions only.
I want to ask about
Excuse me, we need the name and
Tricia
address,
Pearson,
please.
587 Marks. I do. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Do whatever you like.
Okay. I want to ask about, well, I'm lucky tonight I'm letting these other ones go. Number 39205, can we go over that again? What are you doing with the beach concert?
Putting it out for an
Okay.
Anyone can actually submit an application. They're going to submit that application.
It sounds logical. However, how come you're doing this after 30 years? Well, you've been here a while back. And beach concerts have been, they came to be the #1 in the country, okay? You know how hard that is?
I'm sure the intent was for financial reasons and contract. You did have
I
a
su- I
contract.
submit-
You probably should have had a contract, and I sat on the council when I sit here, and I'm not as to blame as anyone else. We generally enter into contract with professionals, and so that is how.
I agree. All right.
That's what we're trying to do, is accountability. I think you'd agree that's.
I think that the accountability and the control, when you become #1 in the country, is pretty good. Also, I want you to understand that putting on a beach concert is just not a simple thing. And who here is going to interview, or who is going to, suppose somebody comes up and says, oh, I want to bid on this beach concert. Who of you has the sense or the authority to know what's behind the beach concert and how hard and how insane it is to do, and what a good job has been done, and why are we messing with it? The bottom line is, if you have 800 people sitting on a beach and the band doesn't show up because they're stuck in traffic in Asbury Park or something, how are you going to handle that? Carmen knows how to handle it. He has other people that can come in and fill in. If it's a rainy day and there's 1,000 people on the beach, how are you going to handle that? Carmen has outlets.
This is his opportunity to tell us how he wants to.
Just as anybody else that would bid on the project, those would be parameters, there would be parameters that we look at. We want to make sure we have the consistency. One of the things that, we have to be really cognizant of is, financial controls. We want to make sure we have the right financial controls in place, and we want to make sure we have the right terminology in the agreements to protect the city from a liability standpoint. These are all important factors that we have to take into consideration.
I like to
Mr.
protect-
Smith has articulated, he has articulated that anybody can put in a proposal for this.
You make this sound good, but it's smoke and mirrors, and it's going to hurt the people of Summers Point. It's going to mess up our beach concerts. It is just, the timing is off. You didn't do it before. And I personally think it's hurtful and a disgrace. And I know what's going to happen, and this is a hard, hard day for this city. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Just state your name and address.
John LaRoe. I have a prepared statement. Good evening. My name's John LaRoe, and I'm a member of the Beach Concert Committee, volunteer photographer at all the concerts, and also run the Summers Point Beach Concert Facebook page, which has grown to over 11,000 followers. I do this not only for the love of music, but also because this is my way of giving back to my hometown of Summers Point. So, on behalf of the Beach Concert Committee, I would like to make a few comments. The committee has been proceeding along with the founder of Summers Point Beach Concerts, Nick Regine, who joins us in these sentiments. Recently, we were preparing to discuss the terms of a lease between the city and the Beach Concert Committee. On the basis of reassurances and information we have been given, we are proceeding with all of the extensive work required to obtain grants, contact potential sponsors, and arrange for the schedule of entertainment. We were very surprised when we were just days ago advised that the council was considering some type of bidding process for the concerts, which have been part of the city for 32 years, since Nick founded them. The committee grew them into the nationally awarded series that it has become. Most importantly, it is the history and the legacy of the musical culture of Summers Point dating back to the 40s, on which Nick Regine built the first Summers Point Beach Concert series in the early 90s. Nick, Carmen Murata, and Councilman Kirk Garrity were all part of living this proud history. Coincidentally, my grandfather, Elmer Carty, was a city councilman who worked closely with Anthony Tony Martin Murata for decades of municipal government in an important relationship that made Summers Point one of the most important rock and roll meccas on the East Coast in the United States. This is what our volunteers have worked so hard to accomplish, to celebrate, protect, enjoy, and share with the world. Nancy Murata, as chairwoman, has worked countless hours to obtain funding, coordinate sponsorships, and accommodate local, regional, and international artists to appear on the beach every year. Also from this committee, Cheryl Kirshner collects thousands of dollars during the season, encouraging the audience to donate money to keep the concert series alive. We all extend ourselves and create goodwill to promote and preserve the historic legacy of Summers Point's place in rock and roll history. Most of you are aware our Beach Concert Series has been recognized with multiple national awards, including #1 in the country in 2023 and #2 in the country in 2024 by USA Today. Please don't put this legacy, the support of our wonderful musical artists, and the promotion of Summers Point's fabulous reputation as a great community for the performing arts in jeopardy. Please do not take this tremendously important part of our lives in the community and region and put it out to auction. On a personal note, I have worked alongside Carmen and Nancy since 2010. I've seen firsthand what goes into putting this concert series together. It is no easy task. They work tirelessly behind the scenes to bring top-notch, award-winning entertainment to the beach concerts. Their experience and dedication to the concert series is unmatched. I can't thank them, the Beach Concert Committee, the City of Summers Point enough for all the hard work that has brought the series to the current level of success it enjoys. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your comments. Do we have any more comments? Oh,
My name is Kathleen Lloyd. Can you say my address?
yes, please.
23 East Royal, Linwood, New Jersey. I currently work at Josie Kelly's, and I've had the privilege to be the rain venue for the Summers Point Beach Concerts, which is a wonderful opportunity for my business, and I'm very grateful. I also am the entertainment director for Josie Kelly's, and we do have live music 7 days a week. And I will say that booking music on a small scale in a little tiny pub is very complicated, and I think that it's unimaginable for Summers Point to not have Tony Mart's legacy live on in these beach concerts. And, you know, a contract to protect the city obviously it's important, and I think that, you know, the solicitor should draft up a contract. I think it's very foolish to think that you can shop around and have someone give you a bid and promise you the moon and the stars where you don't know what they're capable of, where we all know that Nancy and Carmen have executed these concerts flawlessly for as long as I can remember. I just think that having a contract obviously is important, but to go away from the Tony Mart family and to hire someone that we don't know what they're capable of could possibly jeopardize all of the sponsorship money that goes along with these concerts, and I just think that that should be considered. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments? If not, may I have a motion?
Motion to close the public portion on the resolutions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any. The comments for resolutions are closed. City Clerk, can you list it?
Resolution number 38 of 2025, resolution of support from local governing body authorizing the fiscal year 2025 local recreation improvement grant application funded by the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 39 of 2025, authorizing an advertisement for an RFP for calendar year 2025 Summer Beach Concert Series.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
May I have a
Second. Second.
Any comments?
Council President, I'd like to make a comment,
Go ahead.
please. I'm a little perplexed here as to why this resolution is on our agenda. A few months ago, we formed a beach concert committee at the end of the season of the beach concerts. And it was Mr. Havercorn, Mr. DePamplis, myself, and also in the meeting was Mr. Frost and our CFO, Castrell. We met with the Marauders, and the purpose of the meeting was to discuss the financial shortfall and also what was the best way to move forward. What came out of that meeting, first of all, was that the shortfall, we understood, 2024 was a difficult year with expenses going up and also an unpredictable, very serious illness. The solution for the city is to enter into a contract with Tony Mart Presents with their nonprofit entity. They would handle all of the aspects of the concerts. The only responsibility of the city moving forward, what we discussed, the only responsibility of the city moving forward would be Public Works and the police. The nonprofit would handle all of the financials, raise all the money, pay all the bills. No money, no dollars would any longer go through the city. We wouldn't be responsible for any shortfall. I hope that council realizes, as was just stated, what it takes to organize this type of annual event. I have been involved in organizing many annual events, and as soon as you're finished with the event that year, you start working on next year. And I really feel strongly that if you give this to someone else, you're setting them up for failure, because they're not even starting until 3 or 4 months before the first concert's supposed to start. And I think you're just setting them up for failure. The committee, as Mr. LaRoe stated, has already started their work. As I said, they start as soon as the season ends, and sometimes even before that, with booking talent, raising funds, and all of the specifics. And the grant, I know the grant application is very complicated, and I know that Nancy spent hours doing that, and we did get that grant. So a lot of the work has already been done. The Tony Moore Committee has been run successful concerts for over 20 years, making Summers Point #1 in the country for outdoor concerts. And council commended them in 2023, and I quote, "Mayor and City Council congratulate the Beach Concert Committee members for their extraordinary success in producing a concert series which has brought very positive public publicity to Summers Point and provided world-class entertainment for all to enjoy." If we put this event out to bid, what does this mean? Does it mean we're going to be putting the rest of our events out to bid? We do quite a few. Do we put the Farmers Market out? Do we put the Good Old Days out? Do we put Bayfest out? Why is it just this particular one? The Marauders have agreed to enter into a contract, and I'm sure they would agree to any reasonable terms that we can negotiate, and that's just my opinion. And I would respectfully request a roll call vote on this,
I
please.
was planning on a roll call.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments?
I'd just like to make one comment. This is the second time I've heard Good Old Days mentioned into this. Good Old Days is a private organization event that's been going on for 42 years. It is not a city-backed event. The concerts on the beach were backed by the city, funded by the city in the beginning. Good Old Days is an independent event with a trademark name. So you could put out to bid, and I don't really care, put out the bid for a festival to have in Kennedy Park, and that's fine. We never have enough festivals, but it can't be Good Old Days because we own that. The same way is we couldn't put out to bid anything that says Tony Mark Cares on it. So I just wanted to clarify that because, I get your point, but I keep hearing about Good Old Days. And Good Old Days Committee has no problem entering into an agreement and doing whatever it has to do to settle from the city. I do know that the process of where we are going with this is to have a contract. It has to be put out to bid to legally do that. What did we just do for Mr. Smith's position?
No, but I was told.
What did we just do for Greg Snyder? I mean, I have in my mind who I'm voting for, and I have not been bashful on that when the bids, if any other bids come in. But this is part of the process to move this forward, to be independent with somebody on the beach that's responsible for themselves, which is something that I think even the vendor would be happy that's doing it now. The problem with this is, as you had brought up, it's a little late in the game. There's a lot of things that got to be put. This is going to put it on time. So what I would ask council to do is this has to be expedited in the fastest manner, all right? And if we get, I don't know how long you're planning on having this till you receive bids. Hopefully, it's pretty quick, but I would like to have a resolution in, and I would even introduce a resolution myself moving forward. But I know this is part of the process that we have to do to move forward. And I'm sure the votes are up here for the vendor that's on the beach. But let's go through the process, we put this to bed, and we move forward. And that's all I have to say.
Any other comments?
No.
If not, Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Owen.
Yes.
Councilmember Dill.
Yes.
Councilmember Garrity.
Yes.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnston.
No.
Council President Habercorn.
Yes. Number 39 is approved.
Resolution number 40 of 2025, authorizing executive session. Advice of counsel and attorney-client privilege communication regarding the status of litigation involving the city entitled GMH Restaurant Holdings LLC, GMH Restaurant Enterprises, Gary M. Holloway versus the City of Summers Point, having a docket number of ATL-C-66-24.
Before asking for a motion, we will go into executive session at the end of the meeting.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? Hearing no comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution approved.
Resolution number 41 of 2025, appointment of backup conflict municipal solicitor, namely James E. Franklin II.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is approved.
Resolution number 42 of 2025, authorizing the city's assessor and tax council to prosecute matters at the tax court and at the tax board.
Asking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Any comments? Hearing no comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 43 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Joseph McCary as negotiated by the business administrator.
I'm asking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Mr. Chairman, can I ask the administrator what is the agreement?
Sure, the proposal that Mr. McCarthy made thus far is $100 per month. And when he receives the return or his retirement money, he would pay the balance or both amount to catch him up. Mr. Smith put in there that term should not exceed 6 months. So those are the general terms of the thing.
Okay.
So if he's gonna pay $100 a month, and he only has 6 months to do it, I'm not a math whiz, but he's not gonna make it. And that's predicated on him receiving his retirement money, which is not in our control.
But it's also
Safe
pretty,
to say he's retired, though.
But the pension board might have a different discussion, or a different analysis.
but Mr. Smith, isn't it predicated on 6 months that it has to be all done?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so he's gotta pay $100 a month, and then the 6th month, he's gotta pay the balance of the $1,100, is it? He owes the city $1,100? Okay. Thank you.
any other comments?
Yeah, is there interest being charged for this 6-month time?
You just read my mind.
Yeah.
This hasn't been negotiated yet.
Oh, okay,
Right,
because it's
okay.
a little deceiving the way it's written. It says that it's for the mayor to sign something that's already been negotiated.
I think I worded it that we haven't countered back yet.
Okay.
That was,
All right, I'll give you a little history lesson then. This has happened twice before in my tenure here. The first time, the full amount was paid back at one time. The second time, the person requested paying payments, and it was paid back at the weekly rate that it was received. Now, this, I know we get paid quarterly, so it's in a lump sum check, but the weekly payment would be something more like $164. So I'm thinking $100 is a little thin, you know.
What was the total again, if you don't mind me asking?
1135.
1135.
Yeah.
What do you sell his house for?
All right, all right.
Take it easy, take it easy.
All right,
Take it easy.
I'm going to go into the litigation issues. We need to go.
that's right.
I said that on my breath.
Yeah. All right. Any other comments?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. It is approved.
Resolution number 44 of 2025, resolution authorizing the invoice for community service contributions to Shore Memorial Hospital doing business as Shore Medical Center and its affiliates.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 45 of 2025, a resolution confirming the hiring by the Chief of Police of the City of Summers Point of one provisional police officer, authorizing his enrollment in the Atlantic County Police Academy, and appointing the same to the position of Provisional Patrolman Officer in the Summers Point Police Department, effective January 17th, 2025, namely Anthony Capasso V.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Any comments?
Mr. President,
Sir?
both the, first off, Mr. Smith, I think I can fairly judge these resolutions, but I'll defer to your recommendation.
I think you can vote on this.
Thank you. Both Mr. Capasso and Mr. DeRosa, who's the subject of the next resolution, I've known since they were little boys, and I will attest that they will both be wonderful assets to a very strong police department. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, it is approved.
Resolution number 46 of 2025, a resolution confirming the hiring by the Chief of Police of the City of Summers Point, one provisional police officer, authorizing his enrollment in the Atlantic County Police Academy, and appointing the same to the position of Provisional Patrolman Officer in the Summers Point Police Department, effective January 17th, 2025, namely Michael DeRosa Jr.
Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second, please.
Second.
Any comments?
Council President,
Yes.
I wish both gentlemen well going through their training, and I'm also looking forward to keeping our numbers up here in the department.
Any other
Thanks.
comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say pretty much the same thing. I'm glad to see that we have two new officers. We've been trying, the chief's been trying for a long time. This has been in the budget for at least a couple of years, and we've been shorthanded, and I think this is a really good thing that's happening for us.
It is nice to see two new officers coming in. I know it's been a while and trying to recruit, so that's a good thing.
May I say something?
Yes.
If you don't
yes,
mind?
you may.
Because it is your meeting.
That's okay. You may say something.
Just, I will let everyone know the time, but the 16th of this month, I'll be swearing these two officers in. It'll probably be sometime in the afternoon. And I believe they start the academy the following day.
That's great. Any other comments?
Mayor, you will be notifying the council as to the time.
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the motion is approved.
Resolution number 47 of 2025, resolution of the City Council of the City of Summers Point in the County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, reappointing Shana Kestrel, CMFO, as the Chief Financial Officer of the City of Summers Point.
May I have a motion?
I will gladly make that motion.
Second.
Any comments?
Mr. President,
Yes.
can't recall how long I've been a council person, 2 or 3 years, I think. You know, it warms my heart to see some of our employees that grow with us or you know, strive to help the city and in that process, I see personal growth and professional growth, and Shane is a shining example of that. And I am, every interaction with you is very pleasant, and I look forward to it continuing for who knows how long. So I hope you get the votes. You got me at least. And you know, we look forward to this, and you're just a treat to be around. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
yeah, Council President, Shayna, I've been around for a few years, and Shayna has always been an excellent, very professional employee. Some of our other employees could take a lesson from your motivation and your dedication to the city. And I personally appreciate everything that you do for the city, and you'll be getting my vote.
Well, no, are you
Yeah.
talking about me?
No.
Councilman Johnson, you had a comment.
Thank you. Yeah, Shane, I just want to thank you for how much you've helped me, because understanding a municipal budget is different, and understanding the bill list and where the money's coming from and where it's going to, and you've always been very gracious to explain things to me in a way that I can understand them, so I really appreciate you being here.
Shayna, you've been nothing but patient with me over this last year. I've had a ton of questions. Every time I've come down, you've given me an educated answer. If you didn't know the answer at that time, you would say you didn't know the answer, and you would promptly get back to me. I respect somebody that is willing to say, I don't know all the answers, but get back to you right away, and you do that, so thank you.
Charlie, Shayna, I'd just like to say, you do a great job. And I don't know who the person was that had the job before you, but you do it much better. It wasn't Jason, was it? Oh, okay, we're not on film, so we're okay.
Council President?
You're on film, eh?
Go ahead, Mr.
Also, I appreciate all that Shayna's done. She's dual hat, actually, volunteer with the Arts Commission, and one heck of a treasure. I mean, keeping all the numbers together, and as well as your artistry with courses on the weekends and whatnot. It's just, couldn't ask for any better. Thank you.
Mayor?
Mayor, I'm
Mike?
sure you have something to say.
He always does.
All I can say is that sometimes when I'm here on Sunday mornings and I hear a bang, and it scares the hell out of me, and right away I know it's Shayna who's coming in, and she's saying, I gotta crunch more numbers here. I gotta find this out, find that out. I get more work done when people leave me alone. So she says, Mayor, don't take this the wrong way, get the hell out, because leave me alone. But no, seriously, thank you. I know how hard you work. I see you every day here. I see you when I'm not supposed to see you here. Your dedication to this town, your love of this town is something to be admired and rewarded, and this is it. Hopefully you get the votes.
I think everybody's made a comment.
Charlie, can I request a roll call vote? No, I'm serious, roll
Yes,
call.
we can
Yeah.
do a roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Garrity?
Yeah.
Like to do that for us, please?
Councilmember Garrity.
Yes.
Councilmember Owen.
Yes.
Councilmember Dill.
Absolutely.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Yes.
Councilmember Johnston.
Yes.
Council President Habercorn.
Yes. So the resolution is approved, and
Congratulations.
now we have a swearing-in ceremony.
It's always nice when you hear it from everybody's mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. That's good.
Come on up.
Guess no one's taking.
Begin over here. Stand next to her on that side. Right. And place your hand on the good book and raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Shayna Kestrel,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Chief Financial Officer,
of the office of Chief Financial Officer,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do gotta say, you guys did a better job than Howard Dill did last
You took Mayor, you took the words out of my mouth.
Did a better job than all of us.
I even forgot my name.
The next resolution, here we go.
Okay. Resolution number 48 of 2025, appointment of Donald J. Dunleavy to the position of part-time code enforcement officer.
Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Any comments?
Yeah, Council President, I'll be brief on this one. There hasn't been a time that I haven't called Don about an issue associated with code enforcement that he hasn't immediately called me back within that day or even within hours. And I appreciate the efforts that he makes in doing this job on a part-time basis. And I'm very happy to pass this, be part of passing this resolution.
Any other comments?
I'll echo those comments. That Don Dunleavy's a superstar. Thank you.
Me too. For someone who's so young, he is so smart, and he knows the code, knows code enforcement. He is not afraid. When you call him up and say he's got to go knock on someone's door because they're in violation, he's right there. He does it. He does it with a smile, and the people, you're making them do something they don't want to do, but he gets them to do that. And without a doubt, he is truly an asset in that office, without a doubt.
Any other comments? Not hearing any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing none opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 49 of 2025, resolution authorizing contracts with certain approved state contract vendors for contracting units pursuant to NJSA 40A11-12A.
I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, it is approved.
Resolution number 50 of 2025, employee advancement of Ashley Mathers.
Ask for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any comments? Not hearing,
Same thing. She's another asset that's down there, always with a pleasant smile, always working, and she's, once again, for being down in the dungeon there, she's perfect down there.
and she does protect Mr. Frost when I come down too many times during the week, so
Well, I
she
don't
is
blame her.
very good with that. Any other comments? If not-
Yeah, Council.
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's okay, Council President. Even the next, I believe, three resolutions are introducing advancements for employees, and I can only speak for all three of them. The conversations I've had with them and the requests that I've had from them with them has been nothing but very professional, and I appreciate their efforts.
Any other comments? Not hearing any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the motion is approved.
Resolution number 51 of 2025, employee advancement of Tiffany Hounds.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 52 of 2025, employee advancement of Rosemary Howell.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, the resolution is approved.
Resolution number 53 of 2025, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client communication regarding the status of litigation involving the city and its zoning board entitled Garden State Outdoor LLC versus City of Summers Point Zoning Board, having a docket number of ATL-L-143-23.
As mentioned earlier, we will be going into executive session at the end. Anybody that's wants to wait until we come back in is more than welcome to. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. It is approved. Okay. Does anyone have any old business to discuss? If not, let's move on to new business. I do have the council assignments for 2025 here, and we'll pass those out. Before I do that, I just want to make a couple comments. If you're on a committee or you're on a commission and it has an ordinance, when you attend the meeting, be sure the first time that every member on that committee has the opportunity to read the ordinance. I think it's very important that the people on the committees understand their role and the scope of that committee. I can't stress that enough. I've been on a couple of committees, and shame on me, I didn't read the ordinance until I was a couple meetings into it. So I can only stress that enough that we do that. And going forward, I would ask that if you're on any of these commissions, on the Art Commission, EDAC, or the Green Team, that you stress that the minutes, once they're approved, immediately get sent electronically to the clerk's office. Because this way we'll have a repository of all of the minutes that are necessary. The environmental team and historical preservation do not have specific reference to sending in minutes. But I would like, if those two groups are willing to have those minutes also sent to the office of the clerk so that we have all of the minutes in one place. So we have, when we do committee reports and things, we have a really good set of minutes there. I think that's important. It's another one of those processes that I want to make sure that we follow as a council. So I asked that you do that. And Mr. Mayor, let's see, we need 4 on that side. Madam Clerk, we need 4 on this side. And City Solicitor, would you like the copy? Please. Mr. Fawley, would you like the copy? Greg, do you need a copy?
You need a copy?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Do we have any other new business? If not, let's go to discussion of the bills. Mr. Frost.
Sure, this evening we have a bill list in the $631,562.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Frost? No. Okay, let's ask for a motion here for the public portion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, we're open to public portion. Again, state your name and address. When you come up to the mic, please.
Tricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road. When the number 4205, the Halloway GMH Restaurant Holding deal, the the court number is Atlantic C 6624. Is there a date for that hearing?
No,
When?
there is not one yet.
It's not,
Matters in abeyance right now.
okay, so how do I find out when it is? Or when, if I wanted to go to the court, how do I find out?
There will be a report to council when the matters, if and when the matter is being staged, or there's a settlement.
In other words, it may, in other words, it won't, well,
There's nothing scheduled in court. The matter
Okay, I got you, all right. If it is in court, will you let the public know?
It'll occur during a council meeting.
Okay, they'll,
You're usually here, so I'm sure you'll hear it.
okay, all right. All right, now, nobody here mentioned that Barry McIntyre's funeral was today.
Yes, it was.
And he got a nice salutation from on 1400 a.m. at 4 o'clock. I was surprised. Dan Klein gave him a very nice, speech, and he said that he owned a lot of real estate in the city of Summers Point, which he did. He owned the corner of Ethel Road and Route 9. He also was in the United States Air Force, and he was a United Airlines pilot for 37 years. I also know that inside Barry McIntyre was a good person, and I'm going to tell you why now, because he never wanted me to say it when he was living, but he did a lot of good things quietly, and with sensitivity too. He would go and get coffee at Starbucks. This is going to sound odd, but it's true, and give it to the crossing guards. When it was cold and wintry and everything, he did that. When I had the restaurant, he would always pick up the tab for somebody in there. Not you guys or something, but somebody needy or whatever, or a senior lady or whatever.
Pretty needy back then.
And the bottom line is, he would never say, just said, Pat, a customer, did this. And I would always say, a customer did it. The former police chief's wife, he would, take care of her on the side, just easy, like buy her breakfast or something. And I'd say, Gladys, a customer bought your breakfast. Oh, they did. She would be so happy, so happy. And that's only one. I could stand here and tell you 15 or 20. But the bottom line is, he passed away. He's being buried today. He was a nice man. He had his, Barry's Barry, but he was inside. He was very, very good. And you lost a good, decent guy in Summers Point. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I stopped in there today for the funeral too, and gave my condolences to Leslie, and now I could need to find a new pull tab partner at the VFW.
Council President, well, I'd like to add too that Barry McIntyre served his country with honors, I like to say, as an Air Force pilot. I knew the family growing up in Linwood, played football against his son, Mother Sean, who he played for Holy Spirit. I was mainland. But on top of that, we also lost our really good freeholder commissioner, John Carmen, which also was today. If anybody else, I know, Kirk and Dennis and everybody know him more than I do. Well, good man.
Do we have any more-
Sadly missed.
Do we have any more comments from the public? Not seeing any, may I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No one, hearing no opposed, the motion is carried. Payment of the bills. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, anybody opposed? No one opposed, okay, bills can be paid. Any comments from the governing body?
Council President, one of the things that probably should have brought up under old business was we're having a shopping cart problem again in Summers Point, and I'd like the administrator to talk to Public Works about putting a better effort out in trying to recoup them and get them off the streets, because they are all over town.
It's funny you say that, because ever since ShopRite, Hal has the locks, and you can't take the carts outside of their parking area, now all of a sudden you see Acme, Target, big lots, everything else. As I go around town, I take pictures and I send it to my main man, Don Dunleavy, and he sends an email out right away to all the store owners, the managers, and say, you got 3 days. And after that, 3 days, he contacts Jason, and the administrator sends it out to Guy, pick up the carts. So, but yeah, and I believe that Councilman Garrity was talking about maybe possibly making an amendment to the ordinance for that.
Yeah, there's a couple things that conflict in the ordinance that I want to go over with Mr. Smith, but right now, I'd like to get the pertinent business done, and as we get a couple meetings in, I'd like to sit down with Mr. Smith, and Howard, you're welcome to come along and, you know, make it a little more efficient, and also maybe put some clauses in there that, I know when Aldi's is coming to town, they have a cart retention plan, and ShopRite does, that maybe we make that mandatory for large box stores, but give them like maybe a 5-year time frame to
Make it 2.
institute that and
Definition.
everything. Yeah, we'll
Yeah, I-
we'll discuss it, but there's a couple things there that I know we can pick up shopping carts if they're laying in the street, but if they're laying on the bike path, you're supposed to notify the store, and they have 3 days to pick them up. It should be all public property, any place in the public right-of-way, they can be immediately picked up. That's what needs to be cleared up and cleaned up in the ordinance. So we'll look at that in a few weeks and take that under advisement, so.
Any other comments? No.
Thank you, Council President.
Welcome. We're going to be going into executive session. We'll be taking a couple-minute break. If you want to wait outside until executive session is over, you're more than welcome, and